All right, guys, what's going on? I wanted to talk briefly about what's been going on with my trading, how I was at Top Step for my first year of day trading prop firms, and I ended up bringing home about $30,000 in profit. And then I moved over to Take Profit Trader, where I did okay. And then now I'm back at Top Step again. But I'll talk more on that later. I wanted to do a little bit of a brief market overview because I've been in trading and investing for about 8 years now, and I've only been day trading prop firms for 1 year. So most of the money that I've made and where I found most of my success is actually just trading my own personal accounts for long-term trades. I don't really day trade a personal account. I've tried it with options and things like that and just never found much success with it. And I just didn't really like it a whole lot. I don't really like options for day trading. I mainly just buy on spot at good prices, pay attention to market cycles and things like that, and hold for, 6 months to a couple years on some things. But I just want to talk quickly about the market as a brief overview, and I'll just get right into it. I mean, man, this market has been crazy. I mean, look at SPY. We had this consolidation right here in this area. And this was the thing is I actually thought that this would be a top right here, around 700 on the SPY. And I think everyone thought that, and then everyone kind of sold off into this Iran war news. And I was actually short right here. I was short through a leveraged ETF, an inverse leveraged ETF. And I had a trailing stop. And as it went down, I would just kind of trail it here and then, here and then here. And then I ended up getting stopped out in profit. Just not that much, though, because of the trailing stop. So I don't use trailing stops with my day trading a whole lot. But I do use them on my personal account because the risk is just so much more than losing, a $85, $95 account rather than losing thousands of dollars on a personal account. But man, this market has been crazy. I don't think anyone expected this huge rally on the markets, from bottom to top right now. In just a couple of months, we have 20% rally. And I think it's just been this whole thing of, even back here, let's put it on the weekly and hide all these lines. I remember back here in 2022, and this is when I bought a lot of stuff. I bought a bunch of stuff in this zone right here. Everyone thought that we were going to go into the recession and the world was going to end. And then this was noted at the time, I remember, as just the most hated rally. That's what everyone said. This is the most hated rally. It's going to top, it's going to top here. It's going to top here. Oh, it's going to double top. There's these set things where jobs are bad and this recession indicator is happening. And man, it's just like everyone just capitulated finally and bought. And then every top where it went down, everyone sold, and then they said that was the top, and then it ripped higher, and then they were forced to buy higher. And it was just it's just been this crazy thing the whole way up. And I just think that as long as we have all these people thinking that it's going to top, it's going to top, it's going to top, it's not going to top. And it's finally when the last bear is left and they turn into a bull, that the market will probably top, because that's just usually how it happens in markets. But as for now, I was mainly in Bitcoin, and I sold most of my Bitcoin in August of 2025, right before the top. And Bitcoin, I feel like, is the thing that I know best. As far as the SPY goes, I'm not really buying anything right now. I was, like I said, I was short in here. I got stopped out in profit. I bought some things. Was it back in here around this area? I made a little bit of money, like on IonQ, this one, Ionic. So if we hide this is a quantum computing company. I bought it right here on this pullback around $42, $43. Went up, I made a little bit of money, and I just got stopped out in profit just the other day. So if we go up here and look, I was just trailing my stops. We're in here. I trailed it right under here, came up, and then I thought that this would be the low. I wanted it to basically not break under this previous high, and it broke under and I got stopped out. And it's kind of looking like it might be a bottom now, but that's okay. I'm not really super interested in just regular stocks or anything like that right now. I'm mainly all in cash, but I am looking at Bitcoin. It's very interesting. So, I don't know if a lot of you guys know about the Bitcoin 4-year cycle. If you haven't, that's a whole new video. Basically, Bitcoin tops about every 4 years, around October to November. And if you look at it here at the bottom, we got December. Well, that one's in December, so let's say October to December. We got December 2017, October, November 2021, and then here we have, October 2025. And so that should put us at a bottom sometime around, the bottoms as well. The bottoms usually happen in winter of the next year. So about 1 year prior to the top, we have a top in November of 2021. The Pico bottom in November of 2022. Here, this one's it's a little different. It's a little tricky. So we have the top in 2017 of December, and then the Pico bottom of 2018 in December. It went to run up, and then we had COVID, which was a crazy thing. This was insane. This is just an anomaly like a lot of people exclude. Understandably. But you can even look at the old cycles. We have a top in December of 2013, and then we have a bottom a little bit later, than the other ones in January of 2015. So each time Bitcoin draws down on its bear cycle, you're looking at around 75, 85%. There's 85% there. And then what do we got here? 77%. So if we just do like 70%, because it shrinks every time, where it's 36,000. I don't know if it'll quite go that low this time. I actually am a little more bullish on it than that. But I will starting to dollar cost average into Bitcoin soon for myself. Of course, none of this is financial advice. Always do your own research. Don't listen to me, because our goals are different. Our margin is different, all that. But yeah, even, I don't know if this plays at all, but I drew this trend line back a while ago. Like if you draw it from the 2017 top, just on regular, not logarithmic, this trend line is just kind of catching each top, but the next top would be in, what would it be, like 2029? It'd be 2029, and it should be in October to December. So we look here, 2029, October to December. So that puts us around $180,000, and it's just a pretty good risk to reward trade because, these areas are when I want to start the dollar cost average between 55 and 50,000. And then right in here between 40,000 and 30,000. I don't think it will go as low as 30,000. I think, like the lowest possibility would be 35,000, and it could just be a wick. But you're looking, if I dollar cost average in there and get in the middle there, back up here to 175,000. That's 288%, over the course of several years. It's a long-term hold. But this is how I like to trade on long-term bets. Bring in the money from the day trading and put it into these long-term investments, as well as invest in your day trading as well. But that's it for the overall market recap. I like to get into things like that, and I want to put more of that into this channel. But now we'll get into some day trading and go over my trades and all that. All right, guys, let's get into some of the day trading here. Talk about the day trading content. So my first year, I was trading with Top Step. I brought in about $30,000 in profit. I was having issues with Top Step with Project X, where I was unable to close trades sometimes. Essentially, I kind of got screwed out of a large payout for me. It was about an $8,500 payout, and I couldn't close a trade. I recorded it, sent it to them. You know, they did give me the day back as being flat, but they did not give me my profit back. So I was a little upset about that going into the next day, and I blew my accounts. That being said, I was upset. Everyone else was having issues at the time. If you were in this space, you remember it. I went to Take Profit Trader, which their rules sound great, where if you after you make $2,000, you can take a payout immediately. So it sounds nice because I can get my account to $2,000. I can have $1,000 winning day, across a couple of accounts. You can make a couple $1,000s, on your payouts. So it sounds great. But my issue was that whenever I got to my $2,000 threshold, as soon as I would make a couple $100, $500, $600, I would close the trade and I would take that payout. And then, so if I blew the accounts, I may have only gotten like $500 to $1,000 out of all of them, which was not great. Whereas when I go to Top Step, it makes me wait longer for the payout. So it makes me hold my trades longer. And when I do get a payout, it's $1,000 over several days or $500 over several days across several accounts. And it just works better for my psychology. But going back to Top Step here, I went back, I got a payout with pretty quickly. I bought a total of like 4 accounts. I blew 2 on my combines. I passed 2, and this is me trading those 2. As you can see here, I took an awful trade trying to short this. I mean, look at that volume pop, but look at this uptrend here. This was just a terrible trade there. But you can see this has it's got a nice uptrend. It's got volume going up. And then I go on for 2 contracts here, trying to get a scalp. 2 contracts. I didn't realize it was this much on the ES. I had just started trading the ES, and I don't know sizing that well. So I'm trying to get used to that. This was one of my first trades on the ES, and I just thought, oh my gosh, this size is huge. This is so scary. But anyways, there was a volume pop on the red volume bar there at the top candle. I mean, this is a sketchy trade. Looking back on this, I should not have taken it. This was a C- setup at best. But, we do close it out for, let's see here. Let's see, I think we got about $900, but we closed it out at $632 on the day because we took that $200 loss. But again, that was a sketchy trade. I would not suggest that trade to me or anyone else. But going into day 2, you can see here, we've got this nice fair value gap on the 2-minute. I hit market to short within the fair value gap, and it kind of put me in a bad spot, in a bad position. But what I was worried about, if you look to the left, on the 5-minute, it was up there a second ago, kind of makes like a double bottom in this area. And you can see that as that candle wicks back up, it's getting a spike in volume. So it's getting a little bit sketchy. Yeah, there it is. It's essentially the pre-market low as well. And it's coming back up into my entry zone. That's why I do not use break-even stop orders, because they've cost me more money than they have saved me. Because once you're in a trade, I mean, I decided on that idea. Like, I don't want to give up my positioning, just because, just because I'm afraid. So I try to let it go to completion, or at least close to my take profit. The saying is, don't be a dick for a tick and just take your profits, especially at prop firms. They kind of favor a high win rate. But you can see the market pulled up there. It got rejected as well, right on that point of control. And it's got this nice volume spike as price is coming down. I'm a volume trader, you know. So we cleared that day for $750, you know, quick little win. Same setup right here. It's retesting within the fair value gap up there. The fair value gap has high volume. The fair value gap created right there has high volume, aggressive sellers. The same thing that I'm worried about is this pre-market low. And you can see we're getting a nice push here with volume. And then we hit it right there. I think we got about, let's see, $800 there. So I guess the new rule with Top Step is after 3 days of profitability, you can take a payout as long as you have a 40% consistency rule. So I know I went over these super quick. I just kind of want to give a general update of what's been going on with me. I haven't posted a video in a while, so I'm going to get back into this. So we got a total P&L of about $2,400, average winner of $551, average loser of $350, win rate of 63%, and we got the 36% consistency rule right there. So we stayed under the 40% target. But I know I went over these quickly. There is a strategy video on my page if you go check that out. I'm going to make more strategy videos and things like that to try and help people. You can see the average winner that I held was 2 minutes and 47 seconds. The average loser was 42 seconds. So, cut your losers quick, man, because if you're wrong on the trade, it's probably going to show you pretty quick. It really will. A good trade will go into profit like almost immediately. That's been true for me for years, you know. But look, we took 11 trades and 10 were shorts and only one was a long. You know, that's looking at the broader market picture. I always like to look at the broader market picture going into the week. You know, there's our days. We had $900 days, $746 day, and an $800 day. And I will request a payout on this. And then I'm just gonna keep on keeping on and start posting some videos. I'm gonna do some more live videos of me, where what's going on in my head as the trade happens and things like that. But if you guys like the content, I appreciate if you like and subscribe. I'm gonna post more. I'm gonna do better. I appreciate you guys, man. I hope you have a great day.